All right, in this lecture, we're going to be looking at another reading activity. It's going to be true, false, and not given activities. So let's jump right into it. All right, so in this activity, in this lecture, we're going to look at dealing with a true, false, and not given, or yes, no, and not given questions. The activities include, we're going to introduce, first of all, understand what a true, false, and not given activity is. We will understand, what are the reading skills that we would use, or we will understand ordering a strategy that is used for true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given questions, and then we'll do the test practice. All right, so what is true, false, not given questions? Test takers will be given a number of statements and asked, do the following statements agree with this information in the text? They are then required to write true, false, or not given in the boxes on their answer sheets. It is important to understand the difference between false and not given. False means that the passage states the opposite of the statement in the question. Okay, so if there's something is presented to you completely opposite, that means it's false. You can with confidence say that, nah, this is not true, based on the article that I've just read, right? False means the passage states the opposite of the statement. Not given means, on the other hand, that the statement is neither confirmed nor contradicted by the information in the passage. You cannot just find that information in the passage. That's very, very important to know. This distinction is very important to know. Even if it's universally true, that sentence, you still have, if it's not in your passage, do not select it. It's not false. It's just not given. This task type assesses the test taker's ability to recognize particular points of information conveyed in the text. It can thus be used with more factual text. Yes and no are the same thing, right? If it's yes, that means true. If it's no, it's false. If it's not given, the same logic applies here. You can pause the video here and read the yes and no question and understand, how you need to act upon it. All right, let's look at this one, differentiating between the options. Read the passage and answer questions 1 and 3. A reading passage is, this is just one sentence that I'm giving you. Let's just do this activity. How would you tackle this, right? I want you to do it on your own, get an idea of how you would tackle a true, false, and not given type of question. And then when you come back, we'll discuss the answers. And this one is really, the reading passage says the Wi-Fi code is doubling. All right. London is the Wi-Fi code. True, false, or not given. The Wi-Fi code has the letter B in it. True, false, not given. Dublin is the capital of Republic of Ireland. True, false, not given. Okay. Pause the video here, come back, and let's just review the answers after that. All right, let's review the answers now. So you've got answers, false, not given. So first answer is false, right? London is not the Wi-Fi code. What is the Wi-Fi code? You guessed it, right? Dublin. It's Dublin. Number 2, the Wi-Fi code has the letter B in it. Absolutely, Dublin has B in it. So Wi-Fi code has B in it. That's true. The third letter of the code is the letter B. Dublin is the capital of Republic of Ireland. Look, it's universally true. Everyone knows that, but it's not been given to us in the text. That's the main thing. So that's why you would say not given. It's not, you're not going to say false, yeah? The passage does not mention whether Dublin is the capital of the Republic of Ireland or not. You can also use this opportunity to point out that, so this is the opportunity I'm taking to point out that even if you know Dublin is the capital based on the information given in the text or passage, the correct answer is not given. All right. This is the main thing that I wanted to get across. All right, let's do activity number 2. What you remember, understand by surveying a text in 1. Quickly looking at the text to establish extent if there are titles. So what do we do when we are surveying a text? We actually just quickly look at the text. We look at the extent of the text. We look at, if there are any titles, if there are any pictures, if there are glossaries, and etc., etc. What is the information that is there? So that's the purpose of surveying activity, right? So let's do this activity. I want you to pause the video here and look at this article. Does it have title? Does it have, subtitles? Does it have any diagram? Does it have a picture? How many paragraphs there are? How big of a text it is, how many texts there are. All right, survey it, take 20 seconds, survey this text, and then we'll move on. All right, I hope you had a chance. You can pause the video here if you needed more time, and then look at this as well. This is the next page. So I couldn't fit all the text in the same screen because the text is too big. So you'll have to pause the video here, go back, and if you want to read more, and then read more. You could see that there are 10 paragraphs here. So that's about it. All right, let's keep moving. So how long is the text? Let's just discuss these questions together. I'm going to lay out the answers here. How long is the text? About 2 pages. Yes, and that's why I had to be 2 screens that you had to look at this huge text. You can get this much huge text. So that's why it's very important that we get really good at reading and reading smartly. Does it have a little title? Sorry, does it have a title? Yes, it has a title. The title is Chronobiology: How Time Affects Your Body. Right? Based on the title, what could this passage be about? It could be about sleep patterns. So if you're just reading, so when you're surveying, you're just reading the title, right? You're not reading everything, but you can come up with some guesses here, right? So sleep patterns, circadian rhythm, hormones, sleep cycles, body clock, etc. Does it have any subtitles, headings? Not really. Doesn't have any subtitles or headings. Does it have any pictures or diagrams? Yes, there was a picture. And does it have a glossary? No, it doesn't have glossary. Cool. All right, let's do this activity. What do you remember, understand by skimming the text? Now, what is skimming the text? Reading first topic sentence and final sentences to get an idea of gist and the text organization. So you have 3 minutes to skim the text and underline the topic and final sentences highlighted in the text. So go back, read. Now that you're gonna do the skimming activity, you're gonna read the first sentence, you're gonna read the last sentence, and understand what the topic is about. Get a sense of it, get the gist of the whole paragraph. Pause the video here, read this much, then go to the next screen. Go to the next screen and read it. And then you can always pause the video because you'll have to pause the video to be able to read all the article. You can always go back and read the article, okay? So we're doing the skimming text now. You have 3 minutes, skim the text. All right, so you must have read the text here, right? And you would have read all of this to understand the gist of the idea. These are the things that you would read, okay? All right, now only look at the topics and the final sentences. Decide in which paragraph would you look for answers on questions about the following. After doing the skimming, you will have a great idea as to which one, like this circadian rhythm, which paragraph are you going to look for? Types of chronobiology, which one are you going to look for? Practical implication of chronobiology, which one you're going to look for? Definition of chronobiology, which one you're going to look for? Which paragraph? Growing vegetables, which one? Coffee consumption, which one? These are the words. Now you're learning to scan the words, right? So scanning is the activity that you're looking for. And go back again, go back, read the article, right? And find out where you're going to look for, which paragraph the answer could be located in. This is now you're doing the scanning activity. So you'll be doing the scanning activity now, okay? You can always pause the video, go back, read the article, go back, read the paragraphs here, read these keywords and do this activity and identify which paragraph these words are located in, all right? And pause the video. When you come back, we will review the answers. All right, the answers are right here. Match your answers with the answers here. Circadian rhythm is in paragraph 3. Types of chronobiology is paragraph 2. Practical implications of chronobiology is paragraph 5. Definition of chronobiology is 1. Growing vegetables is paragraph 4. Coffee consumption is paragraph 9. Okay. So this right here, you mastered the skill of scanning this information in different paragraphs. All right, now we're going to do an exercise, highlight the keywords, highlighting keywords. It's very, very important that you highlight the keywords, right? One reason test takers struggle with this particular type of task is because they are being asked to work with statements. So a lot of the students actually have a trouble when they read the statements. They don't know what to do rather than questions. When you read the question, yes or no answer, and when it has yes or no answer, it's easier for students to work with. But if you're working with statements, it's a bit hard. So they end up getting confused by wordings and phrases. Turning the statements into yes or no questions makes them much easier to comprehend as well as answer. So that's what we're going to do here. All right. So what we're going to do, I'll give you one example, and you have to change the statements into questions. Okay. So the first statement, for example, here is chronobiology. Chronobiology is the study of how living things have evolved over time. The question is chronobiology the study of how living things have evolved over time? Is. So the answer would be yes or no, right? So if it's a question, then it's easier for you to answer. But to answer that, you'll have to read the article, right? So do all of these, the rise and fall of sea levels affect how sea creatures behave? Make it a question. Try to do this activity on your own. When you come back, pause the video here. When you come back, we will review the answers. All right, let's review the answers. So question number 2 is the statement could be converted into a question like this. The rise and fall of sea levels affect how sea creatures behave. Does the rise and fall of sea levels affect how sea creatures behave? Most animals are active during daytime. Are most animals active during the daytime? Circadian rhythms identify how we do different things on different days. Do circadian rhythms identify how we do different things on different days? A night person can still have a healthy circadian rhythm. Can a night person still have a healthy circadian rhythm? New therapies can permanently damage or permanently change circadian rhythms without causing harm. Can new therapies permanently change circadian rhythms without causing harm? And naturally produced vegetables have more in nutritional value? Do naturally produced vegetables have more nutritional value? Okay. So I hope you got this answer. And when you're working with the questions, it's easier for you to work with the questions, okay? All right, let's just talk about this one. Strategy for true, false, and not given. Again, we're doing the steps, right? So which step are you going to do first, right? What's the best strategy in your opinion? For example, what's the best strategy to do this? Based on your skimming, identify or read the statements and underline, turn the statements into yes and no questions. Which strategy is best? How would you follow steps? Step 1, which one is step 2, which one is step 3? All of these steps. Try to do this activity on your own, and when you come back, we will review the answers. All right, let's review the answers. So firstly, you should read the statement and answer is C. Read the statements and underline and highlight keywords. First things is that you will read the statements, you will underline or highlight the keywords, okay? Then you will turn the statements into yes and no questions, which is D. Then you will think about synonyms of keywords or other ways that they may be expressed, right? And then you would do step B. Based on your skimming, identify which paragraph parts of the text are relevant to the question, because you've already done the skimming, right? So you have a general idea already. So you know which paragraph might have the answer and where you should be looking for, where you should be scanning for, in other words, right? Then you go to step number E, is scan the relevant paragraph you're going to scan now. for relevant paragraph parts of the text and identify the keywords or synonyms from the questions. And then you will go to step A, closely read around these words to locate the piece of information that will help you decide whether the answer is true, false, or not given. And then you will go lastly on exercise step number G. Based on the answer to the yes or no question, check the instructions and write down your final answer: true, false, not given, or yes, no. If it's yes, then it's true. If it's no, then it's false. And if it's not given, it's not given. If it's not there, do not say false. It's just not given. All right. There could be a variation of how you work it out as well. For example, C, F, D, B, E, A also works. All right. Now let's do this activity. The article is right here. You've read it a few times now already. If you want to read it again, it's right here. You pause the video, read it again, right? And there's another part of it, so 2 screens of this article you'll have to read. Let's just do this activity, right? Is it true or false or not given? You've got 7 statements. You have to change them. You know, just follow those steps, all these steps that we talked about, follow all of those steps. Skim first, scan, survey, you've already done survey, scan, skim, and then scan, right? You know where the answers are, come up with the answers, true or false, okay? And then we'll pause the video here and then we'll review the answers when you come back. All right, let's look at the answers. Based on your skimming in exercise 4, you established that paragraph 1 contains the information that you're looking for in this that paragraph, which words have the same meaning as the keywords: study, time, flora, and fauna. After reading closely around these words, what is your answer to yes or no question? No, it is not the study of how living things have evolved over time. Instead, it is a study of short-term rhythms of time and their effects. What is the final answer? You will write down no. All right, look at the answers. So number 2 is true, right? 3 is not given. The text says numerous, which might refer to most species, but also might not. We don't have enough information to determine how many species are being talked about. Number 4 is false. It's a 24-hour cycle, which means 1 day. 9 means harmless, which means that it's not unhealthy. And 6 is false, or health suffers. And 7 is true, far higher in essential nutrients. Okay, so that's the end of this lecture. I hope you had a great chance of understanding how the true and false and not given activity works. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you.